Welcome to our channel. We are Sophie and Philippe, two professional chefs and regenerative farmers. Currently, we are setting up our second regenerative farm in Portugal. On this channel, we take you along on the farm's development and we show you how we grow, cook and preserve nutrient-dense, regeneratively grown food. In a time where the food we're eating is literally killing us, the most powerful and impactful action one could take is to consume clean and delicious food. Let's grow it, let's cook it, let's do it. Hi guys! It's a beautiful day today and Philippe saw the most beautiful rainbow yesterday because it was very rainy yesterday, and then we had the most amazing rainbow that I've ever seen. So this morning we're going to go around on the farm and do a little walk, check everything out because the weather's so great and it's just a nice way to recharge, and also to have a little inspection, see how all the trees are doing, and just check on our lamb, of course, our little new bundle of joy who is doing absolutely wonderful, and yeah, see what work lies ahead. Garden looks great. Philippe did a little bit of weeding. Let's check on these tadpoles. There's so many, Philippe, it's insane. There's just so many of them.
Ik wil er een pakken met water. Olha!
Boa!
This means that it's very healthy here. This is such a great discovery. Let's have a little look, see how mama and baby are doing. Hello! Hi, hi. A pig has entered the premises. Look what we found here. Yeah, somebody here went under. Here's strip grazing net and it's laying here on the floor, looking very sad. That was maybe what the dogs were barking at, because in the middle of the night the dogs went ballistic. I knew because the net was open. Yeah, it really did a number, it just went through. Must have been an exciting night for the ladies. Yeah?
Beautiful morning, middle of February. We're gonna plant some early potatoes. I'm also gonna clean a bed and plant some radishes.
Last year we planted just 2 small beds of potatoes and had to harvest early due to a fungal infection. We therefore are planting them in the big garden this year, where there is much more wind coming through. We're planting a total of 120 plants in 3 different beds and we're spacing them 40 centimeters apart. This variety is called Red Rosy and is commonly grown in this area. We got these seed potatoes from a neighbor who stored them from last year's harvest. Potatoes like loose and fertile soil and should not be watered until the leaves start coming through. So we are eagerly waiting to see their heads pop out of the soil.
3 rows of potatoes are done. Now I'm gonna come inside of the greenhouse and I'm gonna clean this bed of kohlrabi that's almost done. And we're gonna interplant some radishes, and in the end of the bed I have some free space. I'm gonna plant the small radishes. Here are gonna come the daikons, and in the end the small radishes. I'm gonna clean it, prepare it. The daikons. The radishes. So a few days ago I found a little bag of old seeds that said artichoke imperial star, and the valid date was from 18, I think. So we're 24 now, it's 6 years. I decided let's see if there's anything coming up, and surprise surprise, look at these things. Show you. Whoa. Look at these things. So some of the seeds still survive. I'm gonna fast transplant it to a bigger pots. We're gonna have 2018 Imperial Star artichokes.
Strong pin root, huh? Now that everything is seeded, let's go into the tunnel and have a look at our seedlings.
Probably will come more.
Look at that! The jingle came up!
Alright, the plants look amazing. I'm gonna thin them out because there's too many plants in one pot, and this year we really want one plant, one pot. We're gonna start with the beetroots, and then we're gonna go to the salads, we're gonna go to the chards, and we're gonna go to nothing else. That's it.
Beetroots and chard have the wonderful capacity to sprout multiple plants from one seed pod. We, however, find that thinning them out yields bigger and better beetroots.
Looks like something. So guys, this experiment has 21 days, give it or take, and we can see already a big difference. These tomatoes on the tray, they are actually looking for light a little bit, they're a little bit lagged, but besides that, they are curling already. The leaves are start to curl a little bit. So this means that they are not comfortable where they are right now. We have to transplant them, but if you look closely to these tomatoes and these ones that are on the bed, you can see that there's already a big difference. These tomatoes are already triple the size, big leaves, big green. You can see that they want to grow, you know, and they are able to grow. These ones already stagnated. So next thing to do is transplant them, and we will keep with the experiment and we'll tell you what's going on. Okay, let's go eat. I'm hungry.
So this is reality of homestead life. I have got this pumpkin. I've got a few pumpkins over here that are starting to go off. I just went to get them. I looked at our batch of pumpkins and I saw that a few of them are really starting to rot. Now this is something that a lot of people struggle with, which is the correct storing of your food. Depending on where you live and how humid and how hot and how cold it gets, this can be real tricky. Now we've got a few wonderful episodes coming up because we're going to actually have a very big pantry remodel, and we're still figuring out how we're going to create a really good cold storage. So people that are living in central Portugal and maybe already have great solutions, hit me up, comment below. I'm very curious to know what you guys are doing. I'm very excited about the pantry remodel, and yeah, more on that in the future. For now, let me show you what I do with food that is starting to go off, and I'm going to show you one of my favorite pumpkin recipes, which is super quick, super simple, and super creamy. So let's do it. You see, this one, it's really going off. Done. We're going for a generous amount of oil here, so don't be squeamish. So what I'm going to do now is, I've actually moved it to a higher flame. I'm going to give the bottom layer a good fry so it gets color. I know it's tempting to stir, but don't. Now I'm going to make a little hole. I'm going to pop my garlic in there. I'm going to add the cumin. To deglaze, it's a bit better to use a non-metal spoon because you don't really want to scrape the bottom. Making sure all that nice color is off the bottom and into the soup. And put on the lid. Boom. So yes, this is definitely there. No resistance. Turn off the heat. Of course, a very strong blender is definitely what you'll need to make this soup super smooth and creamy. But my other secret ingredient and technique is that I'm going to add a bit of oil during the blitzing at the end. So first I'm going to zip this all up and emulsify it as much as I can. Not too much. All right, so now that is done. It looks creamy, it smells delicious. I'm just gonna give it a quick taste to see if the salt level is good, but I'm assuming it is because it smells like it is. And then, time to serve. Woo. All right, I have myself a big bag of free stuff. I got this from Philippe's grandmother's garden who lives across the road. So that's a really wonderful way to fill up your herb garden. Everything here is looking very lush, but you can just never have enough. When in doubt, just plant a little more. So I really want to create a beautiful green and colorful paradise to hug our house. I want to see green, and I want to see yellow and purple and blue, and I want to have medicinal plants and edible, edible herbs, of course, just culinary herbs. And I also want to have a lot of beautiful ornamentals, which is sort of untrodden territory for me. I don't really know a lot of ornamental plants, like I can't recognize them. So I actually have some things in here that I'm not even sure of what they are. I just like the way that they looked in her garden. I'm gonna have to identify those, so I'll use a plant app for that later. And I've got this spoon with me because I'm simply too lazy to walk down to get the actual shovel. But yeah, let's plant some stuff. So I think that this is an aloe vera, or at least one of those types. I'm going to check out later if I'm absolutely right about that, but this definitely looks like an aloe vera to me. I have this beautiful mint type of plant that Philippe's mother just brought me, and she told me that in Portuguese cuisine this is actually used to take gases, prevent gassiness from happening when you're eating a lot of dishes that are very heavy with pulses and beans and stuff. So apparently in Portuguese cuisine you have quite a lot of those dishes, and if you add a bit of this or even eat it raw on the side of that dish or after, you're going to get a lot less swelling in your gut, in your intestines. So that's a great thing to have, and I'm going to add that to our little mint section. Then I have these ornamentals. These all make beautiful flowers. I have no idea what they're called. Then what do I have more here? Another few of those that are different, like they look very similar but they have different flowers. Then I got myself a sprig of rosemary here. I've got some citronella, so this is basically lemon geranium, citroengeranium in Dutch. And I will look up the English translation as well. Few more of those. I've taken quite a lot of this because this is a great repellent for insects, especially mosquitoes. So you can make your own anti-bug sprays and stuff with this stuff, which is really great. I have a lot of this marjoram, and then I also have some lemon balm over here. I have both of these already. So what I'm planning to do with these is I'm going to individually propagate them down in the tunnel, and then I'm going to have about 10 or 15 pots, and I might either sell them or maybe I'll just replant them in other spaces on the farm, because I just like the idea of spreading as much medicinal and culinary herbs all around this place, so that if you're on a little walk you're like, oh well, this would be great at dinner tonight. Then I have this beautiful cacti-like succulent, which is making these insane pink flowers. I don't know if you can tell from here. But this is a sort of, I wouldn't say a hanging plant, so I might put this somewhere above a rock and then have it grow down. Interesting. I'm going to look up the name of that as well. Basically, I won't be naming anything except for the culinary herbs because I'm not really sure what they all are. Here's the sage I was mentioning earlier. Another one of these asterisk-like plants. And then I've got myself a lot more lemongrass because I've decided that our lemongrass over there suffered a bit with the cold, and we're going to fill up that patch and make it a little bit more densely populated. And I might plant one or two other ones in a different location to see if they do better there. So this aloe vera type, I'm having a little bit of difficulty finding a great spot for it because this is going to become quite big. So we're thinking about making a nice row alongside the driveway. And until we get to do that, because that probably won't be today, I'm putting it in this pot right here so that it can establish itself, and then we can just transplant it to its desired spot. So this citroengeranium, I'm gonna put it close here because we're sitting here a lot of times for lunches and dinners, and since this has a very strong insect repellent quality, I think the best location is close to where we're sitting.
Like, so, you know that this is one of my biggest pleasures. I already told you this before. It's when we do these things together, like planting together, actually working on the farm directly together.
Yeah, me too. And on that wonderful declaration of love, we are concluding this episode. See you on the next one. The Farming Chefs, peace out.